Let's dive into Elly De La All-Star. He's getting ready for a rehab assignment over the weekend, coming back from injury. But, Jacob, this is all you. You were like, hey, Elly De La Cruz, it doesn't matter when he comes back. It doesn't matter because he should be playing in Philly for the All-Star game.
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind that he deserves to be in Philadelphia for his third All-Star appearance of his career. And the biggest thing for me is when these votes came back. And obviously I was concerned a little bit that the injury could knock him out of that contention, but he was so great through the first 2 months or so of this season that he's still one of the top shortstops in most metrics across the league. And the thing that really surprised me when the first return of National League votes came back, Mookie Betts was second in the National League shortstop rankings for the votes. And that could have changed by now, but certainly the first returns, he was second. Mookie Betts has played 40 games this year. So if we're going to ignore injuries and just go for the output over the games that they have played, then it's no-brainer Elly De La Cruz belongs there right now. He's third in the National League for shortstops and batting average. He's third in home runs. He's first in slugging, second in WAR, second in OPS. Those numbers are a no-doubt All-Star. The debate around Elly De La Cruz should be, is he starting in Philadelphia, not is he going to Philadelphia? I don't know how this conversation has changed, but we got to reel it back in real quick because he needs to be an All-Star.
Yeah, could not agree more. I mean, the numbers absolutely speak for itself. And on top of that, all of his averages so far this season are higher than his career averages. Yes. He has more than shown and proven that he should be in Philadelphia. And the fact that he hasn't played since May 31st, and he is still top 5 in extra base hits with doubles. Like you said, third in home runs. He's fourth in RBIs, 10th in stolen bases, or 6th in stolen bases, with 10 on the year. He's still in the top 10 in nearly every category among shortstop in the National League, and he hasn't played in 20 days now. So, fans, head over to Reds.com. Let's make sure we get those votes in for Elly because as of June 15th, like Jacob mentioned, he is just behind Mookie Betts, almost by 100,000 votes. So, need to do our work.
Yeah.
Get voting.
Need to do a lot of work, man. Look, I agree with this because of how awesome he was, and just because he pulled up on his hand, he was about to take over. He was really pushing the speed over that weekend, pulls his hamstring, and they're taking it really, really slow with Elly. But he's been one of the bright spots of this season. It's easy to forget because of how long it feels. I mean, it feels like he's been out for forever.
Oh, yeah.
Now, and it's because of how inconsistent and poor, quite frankly, the Reds have been during the stretch with him out. And it's been up and down and all around and mostly down. When Elly comes back, if he's Elly, it's going to feel much different. There is going to be reason for hope. I mean, who has the bigger impact when they come back if they are at form, Green or Elly? Because I think as Elly's playing every day, what he brings and what he can do, and that's not dismissing Green at all. I just think you can't overstate what Elly gives this team, brings to this team.
And whenever this conversation pops up, it really puts into perspective where the Reds are right now roster-wise, because that's their best pitcher and their best position player, and they've been without them both for the bulk of this season so far. So incredibly frustrating, obviously, to be in that position as a team that struggles to add top-end talent anyway in free agency or in the offseason. So when you get those guys here and you get them locked up and you have them for a while, you need them to play, and both of them have been reliable when they've been on the field. Elly's first IL stint, not the first time we've seen Hunter miss a few starts, but when these guys come back, it's going to change how this Reds team's viewed pretty drastically in terms of having your best player, two perennial all-stars when they are healthy out there. And the thing that really jumps off the page with Elly this season for me, Marisa, you just said he's doing better than his career averages this season, but not just that. In terms of BWAR this season, he's at 2.1 through 58 games. Last year, when he was an all-star in an MVP conversation through the full first half of the season, 3.6 in 162 games. Already over halfway in less than a third of the games. He has been unbelievable this year. If he was healthy and hadn't missed this time, he would be on MVP graphics across the National League right now. And the only reason he's not being talked about where he is because the team he plays on. And the Reds aren't, quite frankly, in contention in terms of the big picture of a World Series or anything along those lines, which hurts the conversation around these guys. If Elly was putting up these numbers in Philly or in LA, we'd be talking about him 300,000 votes above a Mookie Betts. But since the markets are flipped, he has an uphill battle to fight. And that's not fair for the production he's put up.
You think 200 or 300 over Mookie? Yes. I don't know about that.
If you switch the markets.
In Mookie's here?
If Mookie's in a small market with his output and Elly's in a big market with his output, the margin is bigger than it currently is.
Yeah, I mean, if Mookie's playing for Dayton And no, Mookie's a big star, though.
Absolutely.
People know him.
For sure.
And so that's it. But you're right. He's played in Boston and LA, so that's a factor. I agree with most of what you said, though. Like the MVP conversation, that was a real thing we were discussing internally. Like, is he going to be in the mix this year? And so, yeah, it gets lost now that he's been hurt.
It does, and the Reds absolutely need him back in that lineup. I'm with you. I think Elly has a higher impact just given the day-to-day. I mean, you look at his 280 average, that's still highest amongst every Reds player in this lineup. His 37 RBI, second most on the team, just behind Sal Stewart. His 65 hits, just behind Sal Stewart. All of his numbers nearly across the board. Stolen bases, second most behind McLean and Sal Stewart. So we'll talk about Sal needing to be an all-star too coming up later on the show, but the fact that Elly's been out for 19 days now just shows the impact that he has had and the season he's had, given his numbers are still amongst the highest amongst all Reds players at this point.
Yeah, there's a real, like, if you tell me Elly's not back Monday for that Brewers series, because I was already looking ahead to next week, if he's not back, man, does that feel like an uphill climb, regardless of what they do. Maybe they win the series against the Yankees, and we're feeling it. But if you don't have Elly for that Brewers series, it's going to be really tough. So hopefully everything goes well this weekend because of how much he matters, and we see him in the lineup on Monday, right? I mean, that's
absolutely
that's the best case scenario. And if it does happen, then I'm going to be feeling at least semi-optimistic about them going up against the Brewers, kind of regardless of what happens against the Yankees.
For sure, and I think that's the thing with Elly, that going back to your conversation about who means more to this team, Elly or Hunter, I think it's the lack of consistent bats in the lineup that makes Elly mean a little bit more, just because you can have some confidence in him when he gets up to the plate. You know he's going to make something happen when he gets on the bases, and at least through the first 2 months of this season, the defense had calmed down quite a bit, and he had been much better on that side as well. So I think Elly, it means as much to the Reds as maybe any player in baseball means to their team. And I'm not saying he's the best player in baseball, though he certainly can get close on some days, but what he means to this Reds team, just having him in the lineup every day, having him in the dugout every day, it cannot be overstated. So getting him back as soon as Monday for the biggest stretch of the season, at least so far, would be huge.